me Hugh, so please feel free to call me whichever is easier for you. I hadn't have the experience of talking in a university, so it's a bit stressful, but I try my best.
Hey, you got an MBA, they haven't. That's all you need. You passed economics, they didn't. Yes.
So I'm going to tell you that about 10 years ago, I was sitting in the same place like you, not here in Dubai, but in London, and you know London is one of the most expensive cities in the world. I packed my stuff, I went there to study my MBA because my parents was thinking that if I continue my study and education, I can make a better life in the future. They were from a middle class people, so the only thing they had at the time was a small apartment in Iran. They sold the apartment. At the time it was worth about £30,000. They sold it to send me to the UK and invest in my future, for example. But well, you all know about the sanctions about Iranian sanctions about the Iran government, in the Iranian regime, and in a few months when I arrived to London, there were a massive economic change in Iranian situation, and the pound valuation and the US dollar valuation went up by 4 or even 5 times. The Iranian reals lost its value, the currency devaluated by almost 70 or 80%. And that apartment which was £30,000 now was only 6,000. And you clearly know in London you cannot live with 6,000. You cannot even cover your rent or basic living. And I had to find some money to pay for the tuition fee as well. So a few days later, you could find me in a restaurant in London wearing like a waiter and doing the dishes and mopping the floors, serving the tables. So for me, it wasn't easy to prepare money to join the university. I had to work very hard. It was very disappointing at the time to work in a restaurant. I was doing leaflets, for example, to collect some money and can invest my tuition fee. At the time, I had a good friend of mine which knew about my situation. He told me that his friend called Mohammed, living in London for 20 years, he's in financial market and he's going to call me to see how he can help me. Mohammed called me and asked me, Mohammed, how can I help you? And I said, I'm aware of how to work in financial markets. I was working in the Tehran stock market, I was profitable in there, so I would like to do something for myself in the UK stock market, but I don't know anything about the UK economy. I don't know the good British companies. I don't know how to open a trading account or something like that. He helped me to open my trading account. He gave me a few websites. He said, go there, you can download the financial statements, profit and loss account, and you can study about those companies in that websites. And he also gave me a few names of the good British companies. At that time, I only knew the Tesco, which is the supermarket, and O2, which is, I bought my SIM card from it, but I didn't know any other company. So he introduced me a couple of names and said, if you know how to do the analysis, go and do your own research, and if you found them valuable, you can invest on them. I never forget my first stock I bought in the UK stock market. It was Seagate, the IT manufacturer company which producing the hardwares. That first trade made me 60% profit. It was huge for me. At the time I was working in a restaurant, I earning £25 per shift, which was only £3 per hour, much lower than the minimum wages. So for someone who's living with £3 per hour, it was an enormous profit, 60% in one trade. So I had decided to spend more time and energy on the stock market. My English was not good, it's not perfect yet, you can see. But I decided to spend more time on reading the financial statements, reading the news about the financial market in the UK, and be more involved on that. After a few weeks, maybe 8 or 9 weeks, there was a gathering for Iranian people in North London. On that gathering, a friend of mine who were working in the same restaurant like me told me, Oman, what are you doing? You're not coming to the restaurant for a while. What do you do for a living? And I said that I could find another way to make my life. And he was interestingly asked me, what do you do? Please tell us if I can do something like you. He probably thought that I'm doing the drug dealing or something like that. But I explained for him that no, I'm in the stock market, and this stock market is somewhere I'm trying to make some money for myself. He said, okay, I would like to get involved. How should I do that? And I said, okay, do you know anything about analyzing the stocks? And he said, no, unfortunately. But I have a few £1,000. I'm willing to give it to you. You can invest it, trade it, and if you made any profit, we can share it together. I said, okay, man, but I'm just new to this market. I'm not that confident to get money from someone else and do the trade with that money. What if I lose your money? He said, well, you know, Oman, we are in a very tough situation. I don't have anything to lose. There is only a few £1,000 left for me, and I had not come here to work like this in restaurant and this type of thing. So if you get my money and lose it, nothing changed in my life. But if you get my money and make some profit for me, then it can change my whole life. I was thinking to myself, if I can help him, I must do that. I wasn't really sure about if I'm doing the right thing or not, but I agreed to help him. So I said, okay, I'm happy to do that for you. As soon as I said I'm happy, 15 other people in the same room, same gathering said, okay, we are in as well, we are interested to do the same thing. We were all of us were absolutely without any hope. We were hopeless. So it was the only solution we had, and we wanted to change something. So a few days later, 3 of them pull out. They changed their mind, but I have started my first fund with 12 people. Those 12 people together put something around £50,000 at that time, and it was the beginning of my journey in the fund management, and it changed my whole life. Nowadays, I have my own fund. It's managing a couple of $1 million. We are investing in the stock market, we are investing in the property market, we are investing in commodities, and very soon we started cryptos as well. So yeah, this is my life, and this is how I became a fund manager. And today, thank you so much. And today I'm here to show you how we are using macroeconomics and applying these theories in the real world, and how we can find the good investment opportunities with the macroeconomics theory, if you would like to know about that.
You don't have to lie to us. You just tell us what you really do use.
Well, all of these things, which you can see there, they are not going to be useful. It's not that complicated in the real life. Well, you know, in the markets, there are two most drivers which are driving the prices up and down, and those are the supply and demand. So the prices are changing based on these two forces. But the question is, what are the things on the behind of this supply and demand, or what factors are creating these supply and demand forces? I believe nothing is more important than the fiscal policies and monetary policies. Let's start from 2020 and review what happened during these 2-3 years, and how we took our decisions to invest where, and how we took profit out of this situation in the last 2 or 3 years. I can give you some real examples of the trade.